All right, so here we are with our um, Get to Know Us series, and we are so glad to be able to bring this to you on today. So I want to ask people to join us here on Facebook, join us live here on Facebook. We are asking people to join us. We have a special someone that we are featuring on today, but we want to give people a few moments to sign in. So if you are able, please do sign in to Facebook, share it at this time. We want to get as many people as possible onto our Facebook. So if you are able, please do sign in at this moment. Once again, we are bringing to you um, Deacon Kim Hall on today from our Get to Know Us series. We are bringing to you Deacon Kim Hall from our Get to Know Us series. And so we want you to get to know our latest deacon, Deacon Kim Hall. And so I want to give people a moment to join us. I want to give people a moment to join us. If you can, take a few moments and invite others to join us. Invite others to join us at this time. I think it's great that we're taking a few moments to feature our leaders at Empowerment Liberation Cathedral. So if you are able, please do let others know that we are on live with Deacon Kim Hall. Deacon Kim Hall. We had once again, a few technical difficulties, but I do want you to be able to um, get to hear some information, some great information about Deacon Kim Hall. So we're going to hear from her, and we're going to have a wonderful conversation the next few days on our Get to Know Us series. So today we have Deacon Kim Hall, who is, as you just heard, a deacon for Empowerment Liberation Cathedral. And I am so excited to feature her on today and to have you find out just a little bit about her. Now, it's you can tell that she's got something great to say because she's got that wonderful yellow smiley face sitting there on the table. And so I know that there's some interesting things that we're going to find out about Deacon Kim Hall. So Deacon, I want to start out by saying, tell us about your everyday job. What is it that you do every day? How do other people know you? Oftentimes, the people that see you every day may not know that you're a deacon, that you're serving as a deacon at the church. So tell us about your everyday job. What is it that you do?
Okay, so what I do every day is I'm a bus driver for Prince George's County Public Schools, but I am a bus driver, but now I am a driver trainer. So that means that I train people to drive buses. I'm also what you might call the safety police. So it's my job to teach safety practices
Yes.
and just and do our monthly safety meetings.
Yes.
Basically anything that has to do with safety, that's me. But for 15 years before I became a trainer, I was a bus driver, a Prince George's County Public School bus driver. The way I kind of stumbled into that was because I did get a degree in broadcasting media studies, okay,
Yes.
and I did that for a few years, about 7 years, and then I got laid off. Governor Ehrlich came in and just said, "Shh," with the budget, and yeah, that's it. And within 30 days, it was probably within 30 days of him coming in, I was out of a job.
Yes.
So at the time, my son was very young. He was like 10, I believe, and I needed a Monday through Friday, and working for the county was Monday through Friday. But in the beginning, it wasn't something that I wouldn't say, yes, I want to be a bus driver, but it grew on me because what I want people to know is that when you drive a bus, you're
Yes.
not just driving a bus. Okay. You are a teacher too.
Yes.
And one thing that people forget is that bus drivers are the first person that people see that represents the school system in the morning. So you can't just say they just drive a bus. We wipe noses. Okay,
Oh,
we
wow.
teach children. Yes, we teach children things. We discipline them, and we listen to their troubles as well. All while looking this way. You gotta. This is where your listening skills come in. So
Yes.
bus drivers are more than just bus drivers. They're teachers as well. And so I did that for 15 years before I got promoted to a bus driver trainer. So now I still may drive the bus, drive children around once in a while, but for the most part, my job is to train new drivers coming in and act as the safety police, I suppose. Yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting, Deacon Kim. I guess hadn't thought about the fact that you all, yes, are the first teachers that the young people experience during the day. Because yes, they do get on your bus, and you have to tell them certain things that will keep them safe, that will help them. And I'm sure if they're experiencing anything, they tell it to you first because you're the first person they see, and they tell you about their night, tell you about what kind of morning they're having.
Hmm.
And so, yes, I think that's a wonderful thing to bring to everybody. But, to now become a trainer, how does that make you feel? I mean, do you feel good that you now get the opportunity to help people not to just see their job as just driving the bus, but see their job as an educator, as one who may be a protector, as one who may help to encourage young people? What do you tell those people now that you're training?
That's a good question because I had a trainee about maybe 2 months ago, and he was a truck driver. So he all he was doing was adding his school bus endorsement. Now he still had to go through all the training because that's just what motor vehicle says. But he said to me one day, he said, I didn't know it was gonna be all this. He said, I thought I was just gonna go pick some kids up and drop them off and take. And he said it's a whole lot of stuff that go with that. I said, exactly, yes. I teach people how to transport children safely from one point to another, not just drive the bus. Because if I'm just teaching you how to drive the bus, that's easy. But teaching you how to transport children is different. And that's where the teaching comes into play. We're mediators.
Yeah.
Sometimes when the parents won't listen, we're the ones who have to listen.
Yeah.
And being, like I said, as a trainer, I have to stress that to the new trainees that it's not just about driving this bus, okay? Because we know you can drive because you can drive in your car,
Yes.
but I'm teaching you how to transport children safely from A to B, okay, from home to school and school to home. So it's a whole lot more than just getting behind the wheel. And a lot of them start to realize that, it's like when he said that, I said, it's not it's just not just about driving the bus, and that's what he thought it was, you know.
Wow, that is so wonderful. That is so wonderful because people, I think you have helped to enlighten so many today who think, yes, that it's just about driving. And like he said, just picking some kids up and just dropping them off. So you truly have helped to enlighten us on today.
And
And,
that's what gets people in trouble, by the way.
oh,
the,
absolutely.
the,
You
just,
want to tell us about that?
when you think that your job as a Prince George's County Public School bus driver is just to pick kids up and take them from A to B, that's where the trouble comes in, because then you're not maintaining discipline on your bus or maintaining safety and order, and that's where all the problems start, by the way. So just to let you know.
Spoken like a higher up. Spoken like a higher up. Yes, yes. So I so thank you for that. So anybody who is watching, who's thinking about becoming a bus driver with the school system, you now know it's more than just picking kids up and dropping them off. So Deacon Kim, what are your favorite pastimes? What do you like to do? People want to know what you like to do. We see this yellow smiley face. That is so cool. He's smiling at me here. But what is it that you like to do?
Well, I mean, I like to do a lot of things. I think it's the Libra in me because I'm a Libra, a true Libra. I'm born on the cusp, first day. So
Uh-oh.
so I like to do a lot of things. I think I like to learn new things, and that's just what I like to do. So one of the things I like to do, believe it or not, is I like to work with wood. It's something peaceful, therapeutic about it, that I
Yes.
like to make things with wood. Most of the things I've made lately are outside type of things because I don't really have this, like, I don't have a garage or anything. So I work with mostly big pieces because they can go outside and you need more tools to work with the finer things. So I like to make things with wood, and I do find it. Some people have said that they find cleaning therapeutic. Not, I'm sorry, I don't. I think like working with wood is therapeutic. I also one thing I used to do, and I've gotten away from it, but I still do it in my mind sometimes, is I like to write jokes. I used to write jokes for other comedians, local comedians around.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, and I actually did stand up for a little bit, just a
You
little.
did stand up.
Yeah, I did
Who
stand
would
up.
believe?
The YouTube tapes are hidden from public
Oh
view.
no, we're gonna have to find your YouTube page. I need to
You know,
find those.
so I did a little bit of stand-up comedy because when you work in the job like I do, there's always something amusing. You have to laugh, about a lot of things that you see. So maybe call it Bus Driver Chronicles, or I don't know, but it's just I don't know, but so I did it for a little bit, but I couldn't really do it the way I wanted to do it because I gotta get up early in the morning. I can't play around and waiting on a 10:30 spot and 11 o'clock spot. So I did it mostly on weekends, and then I just had to. And then I just went and wrote jokes for people. So that's one of the things I like to do as well. Um,
That is very interesting. So the next talent thing we have at ELC, we need to hear some of your jokes. But the wood piece is very interesting. I can see how that would be very calming, very therapeutic. And I think right now you have a great opportunity to do a lot with wood while we are at home,
yeah,
working from home and in social isolation.
yeah. You're right. You're right. If my dream come true, I can have a garage outside, and I could just be out there all the time. That would be my safe space. So one
Well,
day.
I would say we have to bring you back on so you can show us what you have made during this time of telework, working from home, social isolation, and social distancing. I think that would be great.
Yeah.
Now, what are your favorite colors? Can I assume that some of this red that we see is one of your colors, or what are your favorite
Mm,
colors?
Not, nah. It's just actually it's right here, black and gray. That's my
Black
color.
and gray.
Black
Yeah.
and gray. That's if you haven't noticed, most of the stuff I wear is always black or gray. I don't care what shade of gray. It's just I like black and gray for some reason. I just do. It's just
Okay. All
yeah,
right. And so I think we represent black and gray very well on today.
yeah.
Right, you have on gray with black on it. And so
Mhm.
are there any favorite clothes items? Like, are you a hat wearer? Are you a t-shirt wearer? Do you like jeans? Are you like a tennis shoe geek? What is your favorite clothes item, if any?
I would say the polo, or um, I used to wear hats and sometimes occasionally, but I could feel the ball spot coming, so it's like it got to go. So I was like, that's enough of those. And but mostly I like a good polo, and I can deal with a t-shirt, but once the neck gets stretched out, that's it. My girlfriend teases me about that all the time. I can't do no stretched out necks, and she knows that. That's it.
I get rid of
Um,
that or
once
donate it.
once that neck is stretched out, it's done. I don't want to wear it no more. So yeah. But so that's kind of why I just prefer a nice polo shirt. I'm not really into tennis shoes so much because I as I get older I need some support. So
Yes.
I wear shoe a little, shoe with a heart or soul on it. But I really the tennis shoes, long as it's a good Nike shoe, I'm good with that. I really have no preference. I'm not a tennis shoe, what they call a sneakerhead. I'm not a
Yes.
sneakerhead. You know, um, yeah, I'm not into watches. I'm just not into a whole lot of that. I like I like t-shirts, because they can say things, but as far as everything else goes, I'm good. Just
Okay.
I don't do frilly and fancy stuff. I don't have to have that. So when you
So
start
you're
talking about
good.
name brands, you lose me.
You're good with the gray and black,
Yeah.
and you're good with the polo. But a t-shirt that has a good message, you're not against that. But
Mm-mm.
for the most part, the polos is what you'll be doing.
Yep.
Okay, so now are you an entrepreneur? Tell us about that. What type of business do you have if you are an entrepreneur?
Well, yes, I am. There's well, before, when I used to, work in the TV studio, I used to do a lot of videos, and that's something I still do right now. But I'm trying to find the right avenue, as far as video. I used to do have my own like video business where I used to do that, but now I kind of scaled that back because I'm not a wedding person. It's too much pressure. So, but yeah, I do make T-shirts, and it's I think I've said it before, but I it was my dream because I hate clothes that don't fit, or I hate the fact that um clothes are male or female, and if you're a woman, you got to wear this, and I just hate the way women. I'm sorry, I just don't like them. So I just started my own brand, and it was called Rami Murray, with it spells him and her backwards because
I
it
love
matters a
that.
lot to me
Okay.
who wears my stuff. But the message, because it says it spells him and her backwards, the message is, wear what you want to wear, be who you are. It doesn't matter. Clothes are clothes. Just wear what you want. So the theme about it, the theme of the clothes is like right this one right here. It says be you. And so a lot of people will say, what is boo? And I say, just say it. And they go, be you. Oh, be you. Oh, okay. Be you. So, and of course, I have to represent the DMV because that's where I'm from. And it's just 24/7. So this is one of the ones that I have right here. And then, like I said, I like to represent the DMV. So, and this is the other one with the pink and the blue and the X in the middle. And so this is one of the other ones I have is it represents the DMV because lots of times when you see clothes, it says New York, Los Angeles, Paris.
Right.
I'm not from any of those places.
Right.
I'm from the DMV. So I like, put the DMV on my stuff, and it says my hood for life right there.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I love the taking the clothes out of gender, or taking the gender, I guess,
Yeah.
out of clothes.
Hmm.
And so, being free, liberated to wear whatever it is that you want to wear, and just being you. Now, I think if I had walked up, I probably would have said boo. But now I
But
got
that's
it. It
okay.
means,
That's okay. You
it
know.
means be you. I understand
Right,
that.
but see, I think it's great because when people say "boo," and then they go, and I say "read it again," and they go, "You be you." Oh, that moment where they realize, "Oh, be you." Oh, okay, I like that. But if I had just said, like "be you," then there's no conversation there, right?
There's no surprise element.
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
No
Yeah,
aha moment, as Oprah
right.
says it. Okay. So yes, I love that. And so now, tell us about the shirt that you're wearing, because I decided to wear that same shirt as well. And I
Yeah.
want everybody to know Deacon Kim has made these for Empowerment Liberation Cathedral, and so many other people who have ordered them come to the church. So tell us about these.
Well, this one was, of course, 2019
Yeah.
was the year that God is maximizing me. So I thought that was like just a great saying. And so I thought it should be on a shirt because if you walk around with this, then you have that feeling God is maximizing me, so people will know that how you feel about God. God is maximizing me, and they know where you stand, how you feel. So I just thought it would be something good to put on the shirt. I didn't know it was going to take off like that, like it did, but I'm glad it did. And so you know, just
I
glad.
think when I gave that word for 2019 as a theme for our church, I had not seen anybody take the word that I gave and put it in print. And so I was very impressed by it because you made it creative, you made it eye catching, you made it where it would be something that demands people stop and look at what is being said. And what was interesting about it is when you gave it to the leaders, we start wearing them. People started to say, "Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that? I want that." And even being at gas stations, I would be at a gas station and people would say, "Oh, I love that. Where'd you get that?" And I tell them, "Oh, this is the theme for my church this year, and we do sell these, and people all want to order them." So I just want you to know, what you're doing is a great thing. It's a fabulous thing. It's changing mindsets. It's changing lives, and people rarely do they get a shirt that attracts as many people as this has. So yes, I know you didn't know it was going to take off this way, but that's just how God is. When it's something that God has ordained, I mean, it will go further than you ever believed it would go. And so we are so excited at ELC to have you design the shirt. And we even gave it to celebrity singer Sarah Dash on the last Sunday we were there in the church, and she was excited to have one. And I'm just excited that, your shirts are making an impact everywhere. And so, keep doing what you're doing with your designs, your creativity, and, taking time out to press those shirts, and make sure that they always have a message. And the truth of the matter is your name has a message. You're liberating people. People can wear what they want to wear. You don't have to be confined to what the world says you have to wear because of your gender assigned at birth. And so, so many people need to be free today from that. People are freeing themselves. And so, thank you for what you're doing in your business. Now, I want to ask about your church history. Tell us about your church experience growing up, and you compared it with your church experience today.
Well, so when I was young, I was a member of the Catholic Church, and it was um it was basically church on Sunday, and you go to Sunday school on Saturday morning. So at that time, it was in my neighborhood. All of the kids around, like in the certain blocks, we all went to the same church. So it got to the point where our parents realized, hey, why are we all doing this same thing on Saturday morning? So we would carpool. This Sunday would be my mom's week. I mean, Saturday would be my mom's week. Then the next Saturday would be someone else. So we were all carpool to Sunday school on Saturday, or CCD, that's what we used to call it, on Saturday. But basically, um, it was it was to me it was a little dull because I think when I was growing up, I all I remember was and especially from the Catholic Church, was just everything is a sin. I remember having to go to confession and confess, and I'm like, I don't really think I did anything wrong. So I really didn't. I was like, I was good. I was always good. So I would sit there and say, well, I mean, actually, I would make up stuff in confession because yeah, I did. I used to make up stuff in confession because I couldn't just say, well, I was good. So I would be like, well,
Couldn't you confess being good?
what is that?
Couldn't you confess being good?
Well, I don't think so, because I would say I don't really know. I don't think I did anything wrong. Would just think, they would say, just think about it. So I say, well, maybe, I don't know. My mother told me to put the trash out, and she had to say it twice. I don't know. So so it was by having to confess to things, it felt like you were always guilty of something. That's
Yes.
really, it always felt like you were guilty by having to confess. And I'm like, I don't really think I did anything wrong. Sometimes in life you do things and you say, well, maybe next time I'll do it a different way. But you shouldn't feel guilty because you were doing what you thought was best at that moment.
Yes.
So basically I think it was just a lot of guilt, and everything was a sin. And so it wasn't really meaningful, you know. So but now, um, having met you and come to ELC, I will say that when I first saw ELC, it was online. And actually, I remember seeing you online, but I do remember getting a flyer from someone at an event, and I just put it in the bag with everything else. And then as I was going through the bag, I said, huh, okay, well, I'll just check it out. So I watched for a little while. I actually did. I watched for a little while, and then I decided to come in and, see how it is live. And, and I just joined. So I'm kind of glad about that because it has it has definitely changed my thinking, the way I live. It just basically, you have changed my life with what you've done, because I used to try to control things, and they didn't go how I wanted them to go. But now I've learned, if you just let go, let God, just
Mm.
you know, and things work out better. And that's why, because when you try to hold on to things that you shouldn't have, or
Yes.
try to make moves where you shouldn't be moving right now.
Right.
So, and I have learned that, and I'm much happier now. I really am. So thank
Awesome,
you.
awesome testimony. Awesome testimony. Thank you so much. I was always excited to hear that the different ways in which people found us at Empowerment Liberation Cathedral. And I like to say, like Obama said, we had a good ground game. We was always out passing out flyers. We were always at events, trying to make sure people had our information, make sure people knew where we were. And so, I guess I would be like an organizer
Hmm.
in more than one sense of the word. But our whole goal was to minister to people, change people's lives, let them know the truth about God. Continue to do that. That's still our message today. So I'm so glad that you found us, that you joined and came and stayed, and and you allowed us to impact your life and to be able to impact your thinking, to be able to give you some fresh rhema, to give you something fresh on the word that you had always heard as a young person, as a child, and also free you from always having to confess something, honey, because you don't need to confess anything at this moment. And whatever it is, tell the Lord about it, okay?
Yeah. Oh, I
But
just want to say,
yes,
between you and First Dale and all the ministers and leaders, it's definitely been a transformation, and especially my Deacon Sylvester. We've had some long conversations about things, and he's been
yes,
so reassuring to me
yes.
about a lot of things. So I think just the whole experience has been this has just been exactly what I needed in life.
Awesome, awesome, man. Kudos to Deacon Sylvester, who's the chair. I know y'all had long conversations, but kudos to him and all the other leaders, and to First Dale, who was always out on the ground with me in the beginning, making sure that we got this stuff out. And to Velma also, who is no longer with us, but she was always helping me to get information out. And so now, as you think about it, I know that we're home because of COVID-19, and that's why we decided, the ministers and myself, and talked about it with the other leadership, to see how we could best let everybody get to know the ELC leaders. So since we're in the midst of social isolation, social distancing, folks working from home, and some people not working at all, are there any encouraging words that you would give to those who are in the midst of this pandemic?
Well, the one thing I can say just to reassure people is that um, this too shall pass. It will.
Yes.
If you follow what people are telling you, wash your hands, stay inside. Now, the one thing I can always say about people, especially some of the people I work with, it's like you can't win. So right now, they always feel like you can't win because now school is closed and maybe your overtime is dried up or whatever. But at least they took the measures to keep you safe. So always look at it like this. I'm a glasses half full, not a glasses half empty type of person. So
Yeah.
just look at it like that. But I do realize there's a lot of half empty type people, and I just want you to know that what's happening is to keep you safe. Um, like I'm home, and I did this. I just had a little fun with this because I had the time to do it, and this
It
comes
looks
in.
great.
Thank you. I just had the time to do it, and I was just like, I'll just have a little fun with this. It what can you do? You just, this is the perfect time. It's almost like, this is a time where it's actually helping to heal my foot because,
Yeah.
and, I feel like I'm more rested. So there's always a bright side to everything. You can't just look at it like, well, we're not working, overtime is gone. There is a silver lining on that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so I'm so glad that you took time out to put some hand sanitizer there
Oh,
to let
yeah.
the folks, first of all, know you got some. Secondly,
Yeah.
that they need to use it. And
Yeah.
then I see that you have some tea there and some water. So for people who've been used to drinking sodas and all kinds of
Hmm.
stuff, drink some water while you're sitting at
This is a
home.
perfect time to start. Now, as a bus driver, the
Yeah.
one thing we always say is, now I'm the number one person to say that all the time. I can't do that. I gotta wait for the weekend because when you get on that bus, you can't do detoxing right now.
No.
So I mean, I'm a tea person. I'm not a coffee person. But now that you've mentioned the tea, like this here is one of my favorites. It's the dandelion, roasted dandelion, good for the liver. Right here you got hibiscus. This is good for your blood pressure. If I had to choose again, and moringa, that's good for everything. If I had to choose again, well, I don't know. I like where I'm going, but I would be a naturopathic doctor because I believe in God's medicine, and a lot of times we do things, and it God made medicine his natural things for us to use, and it does work especially if you give it time. You know, give it time, it does work.
I think you have been excellent with naturopath. We know that you have done a lot of research. I love the fact that you took time out, first of all, to look up people's blood types. Some of y'all
Uh,
who don't know, Deacon Kim looked up some of the ministers and
it is right
deacon blood
here.
types. And she
This
told
is
us, look, you're not supposed to eat this. You're supposed to eat that if your
that's
blood type.
right.
And so I'm A positive. I said, Deacon, what you got for the bishop? Okay. So
That's
she brought
right.
me some papers to tell me what I wasn't supposed to be eating as A positive blood type. And so, I think you would have been excellent doing that. We know that you're gluten free, so you've made us all very conscious
Gluten
about.
free
Is that a
cookies.
gluten free cookie? Is that
It
the
is
gingerbread
indeed.
cookies we made? Oh wow.
These are
Okay.
gluten free. Yes.
Okay. So
And actually, and you know what? Now that we're on this subject, this is something that I don't think a lot of people know about right here. It's called monk fruit sweetener. It's 0 calorie, zero glycemic, so it doesn't affect your glycemic index if you're diabetic or anything. So it's just something. It's just there's something out there. This is natural. This is made from the monk fruit. So
who
huh?
who is that? Is made from who?
There's a fruit, a monk fruit. Okay.
Girl. All
See,
right.
now I'm not even getting paid to do this, but but it's 0 calorie and zero glycemic, um, right here. So if you're diabetic, this is one of the options that you have because it doesn't affect your sugar.
Wow. And I see you have honey there, which a lot
Yeah.
of people should use in their tea as opposed to the white sugars that
Well,
we
yeah,
often
these are like the type of sweeteners because, like I said, I'm a tea person, but I mean, all teas, I mean, the tea is good for you, but sometimes you need a little something in it because it's just a little. But the honey is something you can use, but not all the time. And of
yes.
course, you can't give it to infants. Don't ever give it to infants. And it's just, it's got a lot of uh, bacteria, good bacteria in it that'll help your gut. So there's something beneficial to everything. You just got to know what it is.
Yes, yes, yes. And so thank you so much, Deacon Kim, for sharing time with us today, giving us a chance to learn just a few things about you. So many things that we did not know because, you're always working in the back with the media ministry at ELC and the sound, the AV department. So we want to say, may God continue to bless you, keep you in all that you do, especially during this time. Stay safe, continue social distancing and social isolation. Continue to bless the kids, the young people. I know that they miss you tremendously in the Prince George's County Public Schools. I think Prince George's County has a jewel in you. And so, thank you so much for
Yeah.
giving us time to get to know you and to be able to spend some time with you. Tomorrow, everybody, we will have another featured deacon at 4 p.m. I did ask the deacons to send me the list. I don't have it right here in front of me. So I can't tell you who it'll be. It'll be a surprise. But tomorrow, join us again at 4 p.m. here as we feature another one of our ELC leaderships. Thank you so much. God bless you. God keep you. Please stay safe during the COVID-19. If you have any symptoms, please do call your doctor. Get on Teledoc. Some of you who are on my Facebook page, you can see that I posted a group, Yet Benefits, that is doing health benefits for $11 per month for you and the entire family. You can talk to the doctor through Teledoc as much as you would like. There are other benefits that are there. So please do, if you need to be able to talk to a doctor, maybe if you have high copays or are not able to pay that, or it doesn't come with your plan, please do look at that particular plan through Yep Benefits. That's yepbenefits.com. And we do want you to do that. Also, look on Deacon Kim Hall's page, and you can see her shirts, or she'll lead you to where her business is, where you can order something from her. And we'll be looking forward to all of those nice wood carvings that she's going to do while she's at home, working from home. And we look forward to featuring another leader on tomorrow. Don't forget our homepage is empowermentliberationcathedral.org. Thank you so much. We love you. God bless you. God keep you.